What is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I am from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. You know, it's starting to get cold outside, a little bit of a chill in the air. But one place I don't want there to be a chill is on this podcast. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, and, you know, sometimes we fight with each other a little bit. So I decided to ask AI for 5 ways to make sure your relationship with your friends stays strong. So let me look at my list here. Number 1, stay in touch regularly. We do this every week. I feel like we're pretty good with that, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, listen and support. Like, I mean, we have to listen to each other. We do this podcast, whether we want to or not, we have to listen to each other.
And we support each other if one wants to buy something. We're like, yes,
totally.
Support you with that.
If we're on the fence about buying something, we're there to support you into making you buy that thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're good here. So, number 3, celebrate each other's wins. I mean, we say nice and cool all the time, and you know, all the time. So I think we celebrate for each other. Adapt to life changes. I mean, we move the time we record this podcast around all the time because of EP and his work schedule. So I feel like we got a pretty good job of that, right? So
and my vacations, to be fair, my vacations when I go out.
Vacations too. Absolutely. Yeah. And number 5, resolve conflicts with care. I mean, I usually just curse at you. Joe, you get all passive aggressive, and EP lets it all build up inside until suddenly he's at an Applebee's in Atlantic City, and all of a sudden it blows. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good with all 5 of these, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I still have the burn, like the arm burn he gave me, like the rope burn or whatever. There's still a scar. You can see the scar right here from it. You see that?
That's amazing. Oh, wow.
That's,
vicious. But that's who we are. So, boys, I think we're doing pretty good here. So give yourself a round of applause and tell us in the comments how great we're doing with putting up with each other every single week. How you doing, boys?
I'm doing good. After that, I need a drink. I made myself a little homemade ranch water, a little tequila, little seltzer, and some lime juice.
I'll join you.
Ours.
Beverage.
I love me a good one. It's very refreshing.
I have a coffee, so super hot coffee. You know how I love to drink my super hot coffee. Yeah. So what's new and exciting, Joe Day?
So, oh damn it!
That drink looks pretty strong. The face you just made. Are you okay?
It's okay.
See, that's us being supportive, EP.
Yes, exactly, absolutely.
So, damn it, guys! I meant to turn the pit light on. Pit won 4 in a row. Their 4th in a row. God, I wish I would have turned it on. If only there was a way I could turn it on from where I'm at. I wonder if there is. Clap, clap. It worked. Yay! It worked. The clapper. That was great. Fantastic. Pitt,
amazing.
4 in a row. Our freshman quarterback, Mason, his last name's hard to pronounce, but it sounds close enough to Heisman. I'm just going with Mason Heisman. Hail to Pitt, and congratulations to EP's favorite team, Penn State. They did not lose this week. Congratulations to Penn State. They broke the streak. They did not lose, so congrats to them. Fantastic. I'm going to, hold on, it's kind of screwing with the lighting. I'm going to, hold on a second. Clap, clap. There we go. It works. I love it. A couple of things real quick at the top. Game of Thrones, The Great Houses. It's coming out December 10th. We have the case ordered. And we have 11 spots already filled up. If you said to me, I'm thinking about taking 2 spots, I marked you down for 2. If you change your mind, let me know. But as of now, 11 spots have been spoken for. And we're going to do that on release date. Hopefully, they should get it to me December 10th. But it'll be somewhere around there. If you are interested, there's 9 spots left. It's a $20 case. Comment down below, or JoeDay17821 on X. And one other thing about the Game of Thrones, if you are interested in a 3-ring binder from Rittenhouse, like a legit Game of Thrones 3-ring binder, let me know. If I get 4 at a time, I will order. They come in 4 binder boxes. So if I get 4 at a time, I will order them. I think they're $35 or $40, whatever I told you, EP, if you remember.
I think it was 35.
35. So yeah, and if you are part of the break and are interested in one of those, and you don't mind waiting because they come from my guy Henry down in Texas, not from Rittenhouse directly, I can just put it in with your box. You know what you get in the break. So let me know if you're interested in an album. Last thing I want to talk about is PSA being terrible again. Let's just.
What?
I checked with Mike to see if there were any stories I could fit these into. Unfortunately, there are not. Surprisingly, PSA did not make any of the bad news this week, which is shocking. But how about my buddy John? I've been talking about selling his collection. EP, I sent you a couple of non-Star Trek cards that he was selling. Like he's got like the Jim Brown rookie card. I sent it to you as well, Mike. He has some Shohei rookies. Like it's ridiculous stuff. He got a card kicked back from eBay authentication. Okay, just one. It was a Leonard Nimoy autograph card. And it had the smallest dimple I have ever seen on a card ever. That is what they marked. There was a dimple on the back of the card. I see PSA 10 chrome cards with dimples all the time. Mm-hmm. One little dimple kicked it back to him. At this point, boys, is it fair to say that I would almost said ESPN for some reason. Is it fair to say it's a ranch water already kicking it?
Damn you, ESPN.
Fair to say at this point that PSA is just doing everything they can to discourage people to buy and sell raw cards?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is absolutely wild to me. That card, there is no way it's below a PSA 7 with one dimple on the back.
There's no way. It's almost like it might be a conflict of interest for the biggest seller of cards, graded cards on eBay, to be the one that authenticate the raw cards and are kicking all the back. Almost like they're trying to make people buy graded cards. But why? I can't imagine why they would ever do that. Why?
Yeah.
It's just so, it's like not even to the point where they're being sneaky about it, right? It's just like they're just doing it. And again, like he's probably the buyer rejected the card. Ironically, he took the card, he put it back, and he did denote the smallest dimple ever. He didn't put it in my parlance, but there is a dimple in the back. He used the pictures that PSA sent him of this dimple. He's going to make more money on it. Like that, he's built up a viewership of his auctions now. Mm-hmm. That was one of the first ones. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually makes out financially, but It's just a hassle. Yeah. It's just such an annoying hassle that they're doing this. And then that leads into my second complaint. I sent you boys a picture.
What did that sell for? Like, what was the
price?
Remember what the price was?
I think it was like $450. Okay. It's probably going to go closer to $600 at this point. Is my guess. But that leads me into another F up from PSA, and that is they graded so I'm obviously a Pitt alum. Oh, there it is. Obviously, I'm a Pitt alum. Love Pitt. I have on my save search list Larry Fitzgerald medallion from 2004 from Fleer Ultra. I'm probably going to end up only getting a gold one, but I really want a platinum one. I'd love to get a platinum one. They never show up. They're serial numbered to 66. Mm-hmm. They never show up. One showed up. I'm like drinking my coffee, almost spit it out. I'm like, I'm a player. I don't collect sports cards much anymore, but I am a player on that card. And I was so excited. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's a PSA 10. It looks beautiful. Flip it over. I'm like, the back looks amazing. I'm like, wait a minute. We're missing something here. What are we missing here? No serial number. I wonder why. Because it is the fire sale bankruptcy stuff from Fleer Ultra. This was graded as if it was just the normal Fleer Ultra Platinum medallion that is serial number to 66. They graded this. There's no notation whatsoever. I'll give Beckett their props because we don't often do that. With PMGs that have no serial number, they put them in a blue label and denote authentic but no serial number. And it's blue labeled. It's not one of their normal silver or gold labels. They denote it as, I don't want to say fake because it's a real card, but they denote it as it is basically from the fire sale. PSA did not. So maybe take those people that are pre-grading cards from the authenticity program, maybe actually have them look. You can find a small ass dimple on the back of a Star Trek card, but you can't notice that there is no serial number on the back of a Fleer Ultra Platinum medallion of Larry Fitzgerald. Are you kidding me? Absolutely ridiculous. I posted it on Twitter. Nat has not responded yet. I doubt he will, but this card should not be, this should be altered authentic or whatever. It should not be graded because that confuses people. And someone spent $1,600 on that card, on that basically fake card.
Wow.
DMGs that are unnumbered go for like $100. I'm guessing a Fleer Ultra medallion platinum medallion shouldn't go for that much money, but people just don't know. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not the same card. It is not a pack pulled card. This was bought by somebody for almost nothing at the fire sale. The fire sale took place in Philadelphia. Like in our area here, especially at one point in time, there was a ton of that stuff around here because people in this area drove to the sale and they just sold boxes full of stuff that they had laying around there. Like there is no excuse for not making the differentiation between the real one that is numbered and pulled from a pack and one that came from a fire sale. So whether it was a mistake or whether it's something that they don't do, have you looked for other ones? Do they do this for all, or is it just this one?
I couldn't find. They come up for sale so infrequently. It's like hard to even when they are on the seller assist or TerraPeak or whatever. When you click on, they're so old that you can't even pull up the original listing in a lot of cases. But I have noticed again, BGS puts the blue label. They should denote this somehow.
These are extra cards beyond the numbering because these were the ones that they kept for replacement. In case people don't know, they had stockpiles of these cards in case somebody pulled out card number 23 out of whether it's 66. So if the card took card 23, if it was damaged, you could send it in. They had these, they would stamp 23 on it and replace the card that you sent in. But all the leftovers, there were probably 50 or more of these that were sold. So they don't have the value of the numbered cards that were pulled out of packs. And this is that's just going to allow that seller to more easily sell it as a real one, which it isn't.
Well, not on eBay because the specific seller isn't on eBay anymore. Propstein.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Propstein auction, which again, they're consigners, so they just took it. But again,
somebody decided to send it to them because they wouldn't say anything, and then they're not held responsible. Well, I would have said it, but
and the slab says what the slab says, so
so they'll pass authentication.
Yeah.
Which again, isn't it ironic? If that card was raw and someone sold that card raw and it went for X amount of dollars, and they didn't denote that it's a no numbered, it's not pack pooled. Would that have made it through eBay authentication? Probably not.
No.
Yep.
That probably would have gotten kicked back because it was an unserial numbered card, but it gets slabs. Do you see the problem here? See the problem here? Yep. It's ridiculous. Little Victories had the Steven Jackson version of this, and PSA actually kicked them back to him because they were hand numbered, which some of them were. We watch Alico 3 and the Spa, Moss and Peyton, when they replaced damaged ones, they would hand number them. So that was common, that was known. Apparently they did it with the platinum medallions, but PSA kicked those back to them and said they're not serial numbered. It's like, what? Like you need to pick a lane. I don't know what we're doing here.
Or at least make sure all your graders know what you're doing, right? Like everybody should know that. This should be one of the rules. I saw when we were texting back and forth about this card, I told you that I said, "Oh, you need to get that." And so, but I didn't realize that was one of the no number ones. Then
what was the exact quote? If you don't get it, you're a bitch, I believe is what you said.
Exactly. Then you said the same thing to me. Then you said the same thing to me about a box of cards, which I went out and got. This is the 1999 Stadium Club Chrome.
Yeah,
so I have it in hand. But I was telling you though, on ComC, I want to search myself for platinum medallions for a Tiki Barber platinum medallion. I'd love to have one of those. And it doesn't need to be rookie year, just whatever. And there's one listed on ComC, but it's a no number one. And I was like, I can't bring myself to buy it, to pay what they want for it anyway. So we'll see if one pops up somewhere. But I'm also would like to get a platinum medallion. That's I love Fleer Ultra. The medallions or the gold medallions are cool. Platinum medallions are crazy. So I'm sorry that you couldn't. I'm sorry you had this.
I got
this moment,
roller coaster of emotion,
right.
Because I would have gone hard after that card.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new and exciting with you, EP? Other than that box of Stadium Club Chrome you have there.
Yeah,
that's about it. I had a week. My coworker, my boss, he was in Texas all week. So we had a lot of extra stuff. I spent a lot of extra time at work, worrying about work, dealing with work stuff. So, didn't really get a lot of time to work on any cards. I got some cards listed on eBay, but sold a handful of cards on eBay, but nothing really of note of any kind, except for, of course, this box of Stadium Club Chrome, which I got a really good price on.
That for the channel.
That's the plan. That is the plan. Yes. So. I also
has boxes piled up over his shoulder there. And then
that's not even the half of it. I showed you guys the Transformers box. I still haven't opened that. Remember the box of Transformers I got a while back? I've got 2 boxes of 1997 Topps Finest Football. I have yet to open. I've got so much stuff to open. It's not even funny, but I just got to take the time to open them. So,
wow, it's also kind of the time to open cards.
It's also kind of cool to see these unopened boxes, like this one, like the Stadium Club.
That's that's a display box right there. That's that box you display. Speaking of your boss being in Texas, that meant you and Mike, you had plans as well. We couldn't make it out to the Philly Non-Sports Card Show. Big shout out to intrepid MRTC investigative reporter Troy DeFish sending back a picture of the Rittenhouse. I failed to mention this during the Game of Thrones thing. Man, they have some cool cards for Game of Thrones. Did you see that picture, boys? Like,
those that Pedro Pascal auto looked clean. Like, it looked like an awesome auto, like a really good auto. Some of the autos didn't look like they were put a lot of effort into them, but that one was the one that people really want to get. Like, that one looked freaking awesome. Really clean.
Do I have to pay Troy for this position, or
no? It's
internship.
Completely internship. Okay. Yeah. He's getting college credit. I believe
he wants to get his name out there. He's just trying to get his name out there so people know who he is, and that's we're providing him that opportunity. He should be paying us.
Should be, absolutely. I like that. Come on, Troy. Well, I ripped a box of new Topps basketball on the channel. If you didn't watch the video, go watch it. I don't know. I'm not going to link it anywhere. It's somewhere. It's just right there. You'll see it.
It's on the interwebs. Somewhere.
It's on the interwebs. Somewhere on YouTube. Yeah. Boy, wow. Crap. What a bunch of crap. Got a bunch of crap. I can't even tell. I just told you what the name of the autograph was, EP, and I don't even remember it anymore. So, yeah.
Something
Jonathan Mogbo was my autograph. Yeah. It's like a $5 card, maybe.
Yeah. And your mem card was Dylan James,
something like that. Yeah. What a bunch of crap. So, I mean, that's why we put it out on the channel, though. You're going to see a lot of rips and a lot of videos of stuff, really cool stuff being like pulled out of it. I'm sure you're going to go, hey, maybe I should buy some of that. Watch my video, then ask yourself. So we're doing a public service for the hobby. So.
I have 2 questions. So do you think a lot of those people are going to be like opening an entire case and then they're only going to post like the best box out of it? That kind of thing. It's going to be that bad
all the time. Absolutely.
All the time. And then second question, we all know that everybody loves parallels and that Topps is a parallel happy. What is the best parallel that you pulled? That's not necessarily the player, but the best like name and or number parallel.
I pulled an Evan Mobley out of 25.
Okay.
So that's probably my best parallel out of it. I did get 1 to 25. I mean, that probably has some value to it. He's a decent player, more of a defensive player, but but nothing exciting out of that. It's just, I mean, I'm not crapping on the product. That's how it is. If you're going to open base Topps, don't think that you're going to pull a Cooper Flagg out of every box, even though if you look on social media, it would make you think that because everybody's posting that. And there are a lot of boxes just aren't going to have anything good. I got one of them. It's fine. I had fun.
You mentioned before we were talking and before we were recording, and this is something that Panini gets a lot of crap for, and it's something that Topps, before they had the licenses, got a lot of crap for. They got a little bit of a pass because they didn't have the license, but a lot of older players in
A
Panini
lot.
products and a
Yes.
lot of older players in the unlicensed. So you're saying now too that even in the licensed NBA product from Topps, there's a lot of older players that you're like, what? Why am I pulling a? Who'd you say,
Hold
Steve
on.
Kerr? Why am I pulling a Steve Kerr?
I
card?
got a parallel of Steve Kerr. Let me just grab a little handful here and see. Of course, I'll pull one. There's Shaquille O'Neal. I have not that that's a bad thing to have, but I know I saw a George Gervin. I saw, I think, a Wilt Chamberlain, Steve Kerr, just all kinds of Kevin Garnett. Just there's a lot. I noticed it was enough to be noticeable.
Any Chauncey Billups in there?
There's a Larry Bird. I don't know.
There probably is. There probably is.
John
I would put
Stockton.
money on there probably is.
Detlef Schrempf is part
Yes.
of the checklist.
Pull that for me or EP's box.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of older players in it, which it neither here nor there. But yeah, Panini has gotten a lot of crap from modern collectors for doing that, and Topps is doing it too, and I think at a little bit higher level. So
For flagship, it's a set building product. So do you feel like, did you get many duplicates, and do you feel like you got, like, if somebody was buying it to try to put a set together, do you think you got a good start on the set, or you think there's a lot of duplicates and a lot of like too many cards in the set or anything like that?
I didn't pay a lot of attention to the base because the jumbos, there are so many base cards in it, and since I was recording the video, I didn't want to go through one by one, or it would have been an hour-long video. But I did not notice a lot of duplicates in it, so I want to say just my instinct would say that I think the collation is pretty good in it. Okay. So I don't remember getting a lot of the same players over and over. So when you're getting 40 cards in a pack, that's pretty good. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've talked enough. Let's just wrap it up for today. No. Right. We have to do the actual pod. Crap. Okay. Well, let's get into it. So I spoke about Cooper Flagg there for a little bit just a minute ago, and he's going to be having the big NBA debut patch. That's going to be one of the hottest cards in the hobby. I wonder which one they're going to pick though, because he wore 3 different NBA debut patches. 3 different in the first game. Now, Fanatics has said that only the one he wore out on the court the first time will be made into a card, and the other 2 will be destroyed. But that's all they said. Everybody's just taking them at their word that the other 2 will be destroyed. But we don't know this. Again, there's no transparency. They didn't show a video of them destroying the other 2. Our overlords have just told us, oh yeah, the other 2 will be destroyed. And we have to believe it because that's the kind of world we live in now. If the overlords tell us, we need to believe it. I'm going to go out and say that I'm not going to necessarily believe that they're going to destroy the other 2. So first of all, why does he have 3 different ones? I understand players wear different jerseys, but maybe put it on one, the worst one you're going to wear. I don't know. Go ahead, Joe.
So there was 3 on the same jersey.
No, on different. He wore different jerseys, and all 3 of them, I guess, had the patch on it.
Oh man, I was even going to defend Fanatics. I guess you could still kind of defend it by saying, well, they want to make sure they get the cleanest one. They want 3 options to pick from for this 1-on-1 card. If they would have came out and said that, I probably would have bought it. I probably would have been like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, though. Like, what is the point of having these unless you're going to use them? Unless you're going to tell us, yes, we're worried that, we had the baseball player. He lost his. We're kind of worried that maybe that could have happened to the basketball player. We don't want that to happen. We don't want, a non-first game used one fall off, blah, blah, blah. Like, I could buy into that, but they're not saying that. So that makes me think that wasn't the reason. The only other reason is they just want to use this for other things. Maybe they think in their mind destroying it is cutting it in half and making 2 more cards out of each one, right? Like, hey, I just destroyed it.
Don't give them those ideas, Joe.
Give them. They have them, EP. I'm not splitting the atom here with how Fanatics is going to try and mince their words. And so, yeah, they're cutting them in half. So they'll have the main ones. That's one. That checks that off. Then they'll cut one of them in half, and they'll have two. And then they'll cut one in quarters so they can have a 4 of 4. Again, would they have owned up to having 3 on him if they weren't caught?
No, absolutely
no.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Would they have owned up to that guy not having one on if they weren't caught?
No.
Would they have owned up to the wrestlers not having them on if they weren't caught? I've been saying it since the beginning. Fanatics is all about reacting and not being proactive. And this is all they do. They come out and they make an excuse to try and shut up their... Here's some ammo to defend us, fanboys. So here you go. Here's the ammo you need to defend us. And we'll just step back and let the Jeff Wilsons of the world say why Fanatics is awesome. And that way we're good. You know, that's really what it feels like. They're being very reactionary to everything, not proactive.
Mike, you said it perfectly. Why? Like why did this happen? Like how did this happen? Like what
maybe 2
so,
in case you were worried about one falling off, but why 3?
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. And then, but so in my opinion, there was a reason, there was a planned reason. And like guys both said, they're just not telling us what that is. And that's the part that is really upsetting to us. It's not, you know, if maybe they did, maybe there's a good reason, but there's probably not, but maybe there's a good reason for why they did it, but tell us that. Like, I mean, otherwise we're going to just assume that you were trying to find a way to make more money off of this. That's the bottom line.
Either that, or you have certain people that, you know, are bigger collectors that maybe you made a little deal with, send them that little patch. Like, we don't know. That's the problem. And again, this is the problem with all this. We don't know, because they can just come out and say, oh, we destroyed the other 2, and everybody takes it at face value. Like EP, you run a newspaper. So if you had somebody that was reporting a story, mm-hmm. and the story they're reporting, the people are like, oh, okay, we took care of that.
Yeah, exactly.
You just
right.
take that as face value. You wouldn't look into it to make sure what they're saying is true, right?
Yeah,
that's what the hobby does.
When I forgot this part. I wrote down, the second thing I wrote down on my list here is just trust us. Like, they're like, oh, just trust us. Yeah. We took care of it. No, you know, mm-hmm. that's you do, like you said, my job, you never just trust what somebody's telling you. You verify that stuff. Like, cause you don't want to make any, like, allow them to like gloss over that kind of stuff. Like, that's it's terrible.
And Mike, to correct you, EP does not run the daily item. Rob Ingalls does.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he runs that.
Right. I think what could have been cool is maybe so Cooper Flagg has a copy of the card. Like that'd be kind of cool. And then that card is not in circulation. That is only his or whatever. Maybe they demarcate it in some way in a PSA slab or whatever, and say, here you go, Cooper Flagg, you can have this. Maybe that's a reason that I would be okay with, but they're not explaining that. So,
but they market it as this is the only one.
Sure. Yeah.
This their only rookie card, their only debut patch. When now there were 3. That wasn't his only debut patch. He wore a second one in the game. Like, it just kind of throws the whole program off. Or am I overreacting? Maybe they'll release a video this week sometime showing them destroying it. And then I'll say, okay, good on you. But until then,
but again, that's more reactive.
Yes, but true, absolutely. But like, at least it would be settled, whereas not leaving it open where we don't know for sure. You can't just, you have a good thing here. Don't screw it up. Like,
that's their MO, Mike.
It is. They're gonna.
The buyback program, you had a good thing. It was a lot of good love in the hobby for LCSs and all that. And then you destroyed it. They're doing this. EP is going on record saying this is a bigger card than Superfractors, right?
This is the biggest card in the hobby right now, in my opinion.
This is the biggest card in the hobby right now, right?
Chase card,
which I completely agree with. But again, you're doing stuff like this, you're going to ruin it. If you do retired patch, all the different ways to bastardize it, you're going to ruin this program. Just do it right. And I don't care if they come out this week and destroy them, Mike, because again, that is just, oh shit, we better actually destroy them because people are losing their minds. Like if they weren't caught, they wouldn't be doing any of this. And they would come out in 6 months and say, hey, guess what? Everyone who couldn't get this debut patch, this whole debut patch, you now have an opportunity in update, or have an opportunity in this or that to get half of one because we happen to have them where two. Like, again, they would have done it if they weren't caught.
The thing is, they've got a box of these patches sitting somewhere. How can we know for sure they're destroying the patches that Cooper Flagg actually wore, right? Like they definitely have these to be able to put them on the jerseys. So like, oh yeah, we just destroyed them, but they just pulled them out of a box, like two random ones, and threw them in a fire.
When you started that EP, when you said they have a box of these things just sitting around, how do we know it's actually Cooper Flagg's? I don't know if I trust them to put the right one on the right card.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Right.
So
that's true. It also wouldn't surprise me if Cooper Flagg goes on to have a Hall of Fame career as like a LeBron kind of player, Steph Curry, like 20 years from now. Oh, here's the mysterious second and third patch that we found. We're going to make another card. Like, does anybody think that wouldn't happen?
And guess where that card is going to be sold at? Tops Now. That's going to be a Tops Now sale. No doubt.
No doubt. Oh, well. Talking about a sale, I remember we talked about this in December 2023. A collector bought a SGC Babe Ruth, the 1914 Baltimore News Red, for $7.2 million. Well, it turns out that seller decided to sell the card that he bought for $7.2 million. Does anybody want to take a guess at what it sold for this time?
I think I saw this headline, so I'm not gonna. I'll let you.
Joe, take a guess.
What's the highest selling card ever?
12.6 million, I think.
I'm gonna go with 9.9.
It sold for $4.02 million.
Oh wow!
The seller took a $3,180,000 loss in a little under 2 years' time. Like, what happened here? Did the seller overpay for the card to begin with? There's a lot of controversy surrounding that card because it's a minor league card, first of all. So it's technically not a rookie card because it's not a major league card. I guess they were from the newspaper, so it's not an actual card even. So I don't know if opinions about that card changed, or did he overpay for it? Or is it just because nobody wants SGC cards anymore? just throwing that out there.
It's funny you mentioned that because Evie, I don't know if you watched it yet, but Little Victories just did a video. He titled it his final SGC reveal. He's like, I'm not doing SGC cards anymore, and he basically said PSA ruined this company, and they 100% true. Man, that is what a kick in the old nuggets, huh? Too bad, so sad. Don't care. I mean, if the guy could afford that card and then he sold it for, he's still doing just fine.
He's still fine. Yeah,
I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, it's got to be a combo of both things, though, right? Like, it can't just be because it's not really a card, so it doesn't fall into that. Well, is vintage dead, right? Like, if I was a vintage card collector, where would I actually rank this card in like the Babe Ruth pantheon of cards? Like, would I even have it in the top 10? Would I even have it? If you're right, Mike, it's not a rookie card. It's out of a paper, and I don't think they made paper out of cardstock back in those days. So I'm guessing it's not actually thick cardstock as well. So maybe it was just one of those things where someone bought it because they got caught up in the moment. Vintage was in 2023, 2021, everything boomed. But everyone said vintage is going to continue to go up and up and up. And 2023 was one of those moments where people were talking about vintage continuing to go up. He may have just gotten caught into that wave and it went up. The fact, though, that he lost half of his money on it. I no matter what we think of the card, if it's really a card or not, it's definitely not a rookie. It's out of a news. To lose half your money on that tells me that he overpaid, and the person who bid second is getting down on their hands and knees and thanking God. Right?
Yeah, that's the I think that's the point I was going to make. Like, I feel like this was between two people originally, two people looking to flip it. I'm sure looking at. I mean, if nothing else, it's a cool collectible, a Babe Ruth collectible, if it's not card or not. But in that case, maybe there were only two people going after it, and they bid up to $7 million because they wanted to get it. And this time it's only one person bidding because the other person is trying to sell it. And so I think that might have been what happened here. I don't think like the SGC. I think I like to think that people will still respect them and their vintage cards and those slabs from back in the day, like maybe not what they are now, based on I haven't watched the Little Victories video yet to see, but I'm guessing he got some bad grades and some grades that he doesn't agree with. He's graded a lot of cards, so I'm sure that that's probably
he had a couple of cards that were slabbed evidence of trimming.
Really?
I've never seen, and he had them graded with PSA, cracked them out, sent them to SGC. And was like, this is, it's the same card. And he's like, chances are it was a min size thing. And they just slabbed them and charged him. Min size PSA doesn't even charge for. So there's some weird shit going on at SGC. I do think that SGC cards that were graded before collectors, it's hard to denote that though, to find out. Right. I think they do have that on the cert when you look it up, but like the respectable years of SGC, I think they'll be fine. But yeah, anything from this point forward, I wouldn't want.
Yeah. And I was only partially joking about the SGC thing with this, but that's gonna be an issue.
Legit,
I know the people out there that love the SGC vintage stuff, but here's the thing: with them choking off the amount of cards that are going there, the newer collectors are just gonna think SGC's joke now, and then that is going to permeate into the whole hobby, and like they're not going to hold value even for the vintage cards. I would be worried if I had vintage cards in SGC slab. The hobby is changing, the market is changing because PSA is killing that company, and it's going to hurt the value of the cards eventually. It might not be in the next year, but people's perceptions about a company, that's what all this is about. Grading is smoke and mirrors, as Ziggy would like to say, wizardry out there. And it really is. And it's all about who thinks what one's worth money. And if less people think SGC is worth money, they're going to go down. It's just the way it is.
I would love to see someone like Lico 3 or Little Victories take a bunch of SGC slabs of especially like vintage stuff, and have it and try to do the crossover, try to send them directly to PSA and see what they like. People who understand the grading and like could say, I know this card fits this grade for an SGC, and send them to PSA and do the crossover and see what the results are when they get back. Because I would love to see what PSA does with SGC cards as part of their ownership company, if they crap on them or if they try to match the grades. That'd be interesting to see.
When we were talking about SGC the last couple of weeks, with the grading numbers and everything coming down, that's something I did want to mention. And
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
I just want to point out that there was one day this past week where SGC graded 900 cards in a day.
No, it was 0.9,000, I believe. But I was going to make the point a few weeks ago, and I totally slipped my mind. It was probably one of those days where I had a cocktail or I was hungover. That at what point do we think?
Isn't that every Sunday?
No. Yes, that's true. Cocktail or hungover. Yeah, that is every Sunday. Where would you guys be shocked if PSA did a crossover special with SGC cards? I wouldn't.
No.
You can send your SGC slabs. We will look at them and cross them over and it'll be like a reduced rate to get all of those SGC slabs out of circulation, and PSA gets another bite at the apple with these cards. I would not be shocked in the least if they do some sort of special as they keep strangling SGC until they can't breathe anymore. It would not surprise me, especially big cards. And they might put the proviso like, if it's a value of this level to this level, it's more to cross over. If it's this level, it's less to cross over. But they're going to do something, because they're not just gonna, once this company does go the way of the dodo, it's not a boutique grader. We know that it's just going to be dead. Once it is dead and PSA caused it, I would not be surprised. They gave you the illness. Now they're selling you the cure, right?
Do you think they do like a reverse upcharge thing where it's costs more to send the lower end cards in and less to send the higher end cards in to get them crossed over?
They'll take whatever money they can get.
Well, part of the reason they're going to do that, Joe, is because PSA needs to keep slabbing more and more cards, because the GameStop CEO was interviewed this past week, and he said that they cannot buy enough inventory to meet the demand they have for those power packs, repacks.
Jeez.
CEO Ryan Cohen did an interview, and he was just talking about how successful they've been, both the physical version and the digital, but said that the reason that they haven't opened up the digital part to more people is because they can't get enough inventory. So even at a beta stage, they're selling so many of these that they can't get enough cards in. This is going to be an ongoing issue with all the repacks and all the popularity of it. But one of the interesting things he said, though, was that they aren't going to do stupid stuff like pay 110 or 120% of market value to get cards. Now, I understand he comes from a different business, but in our business, the hobby here, if demand for cards goes up, the price is supposed to go up. But he doesn't seem to understand that, and he doesn't want to pay over the market price to get cards when the whole system of valuation of cards is based on just that. The more demand, the higher the price. If you can't get cards to fill your repack, you need to pay more money to try to get those cards, because if you don't do it, somebody else is, and they're going to just raise the price of the repack and they're going to make more money on it, and you're not going to do it. Like, the fact that he used the word stupid stuff really kind of made me cringe a little bit, now that knowing how much GameStop has gotten into the card industry, and here's the head of their company who clearly doesn't know how any of this stuff works.
I'm wondering if they have, we kind of joke around, EP says this all the time, we kind of joke around, is there actually a collector at Fanatics that knows what collectors want? Is there actually a hobby person at GameStop? Like, because this CEO is clearly thinking to himself, we pay 58 cents for a Madden 2023 game when someone brings it in used, so we can clearly do that with cards, and that is not the case. He also needs to realize that there's an ecosystem, this whole thing. Yeah, sure, you're paying 120% of comps. You put it into the machine or whatever, and someone can sell it back to you, and you just, that card, sure, you paid 120% of comps at one point, but the amount of times that it's going to go through your system, because unless it's the biggest hit, no one's going to keep the cards. They're just going to keep recycling them back into the system. So that little bit of a stupid investment of 120% is going to pay off gangbusters for you if you just keep letting it go through the spin cycle that is these repack buyback products.
Talking about the spin cycle, the first thing that you said, where Mike, you were talking about this, they can't keep enough cards in to fulfill their repacks. Like, this is addiction gone wild, right? Like this, we're at a point now. I mean, this been going on for a little while, but I mean, like, the addiction to slab cards, like, this is an example of that. And if they're in beta right now, if they tried to launch to like countrywide or whatever, like, there's, I mean, it's insane to think about. And then the fact that they don't want to pay, like, that's the most ridiculous thing. No cards, no repack. Like, you're making, I guarantee you they're making money on the repack. I guarantee you they're making tons and tons of money on it. But if you have no cards in it, you can't do it. So that pay that 110%. The second you said they can't keep cards, I was starting thinking to myself, well, I got these cards that, up through GameStop right now, the PSA that me and Rob sent in. And it's like, okay, well, maybe if they're paying more than comps, higher than comps, then I'll go ahead and like take whatever. If they make an offer, you go ahead and let them take it on all my cards. I would definitely be for that. But then when you said about the guys, like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the two things don't go together.
Well, PSA is not just buying for GameStop, right? There are multiple people who
Yeah.
are making offers on these cards,
well,
so they're going to lose out. They're going to
cards-
lose out to other
cards
people.
through GameStop though, they don't do the PSA offers. The GameStop does their own offers for their cards at GameStop. These aren't the PSA offers. These are just GameStop specific. So, but I also thought this is going to affect card prices. Eventually, if they do want to do this power pack thing and they actually want to get cards, they have to buy the cards. They're going to have to spend a decent amount of money, and that's going to raise the prices on cards across the board. In theory, well, it's probably the slab cards that would be used for that. So it'd be interesting to see what happens to this thing. Like, if it would be great to get into a time machine and jump like 2 years down the road or something like that, and see what has become of the GameStop power packs and the prices and that sort of stuff.
Dude, if you have a time machine and go 2 years in the future, I'm going to punch you right in the face because we got to go back.
We're going back to 2000. Yeah, we're going back to 2000.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, with the Power Packs thing, they are sitting on potentially the biggest online casino in the world. Like, I might be totally off here, but I could see that like being the biggest thing in our hobby. I've said this all along. I think it will be. I'm interested in doing it. And there are other options out there, and I'm not interested in going and looking those up. So, like, there's something to that, and there's something going through GameStop and knowing they're affiliated with PSA that just makes it feel a little safer to me that I'm willing to maybe do this. I don't even bet online very often. I don't go to online casinos, but I'd be willing to do this. One of the other things he said in here, which was interesting too, he was talking about how successful this category has been and how they were surprised at how well it's done and stuff, but he doesn't know if that will continue in the future. So they're going to just like kind of take it day by day kind of thing, which I thought, well, that's odd.
This is so strange.
Yeah,
this is strange.
He clearly doesn't know about the hobby. Like, I don't know, like, you're setting this hobby up to be a casino. I don't think it can fail, right? Like, I don't think any of us, we got back into this. We're all like, oh, the bubble's here. We got to take advantage of it before it bursts. And it deflated a little bit, but now, like it or not, with stuff being turned into a casino, it's all about the gambling. It's not going away whether we're part of it or not. Like, people love to gamble. This country, gambling is really, like, younger people too are so into it. So this hobby isn't going away anytime soon.
I think we should talk more about it on Wednesday, right?
Oh, I think maybe we will. Why don't we talk about that Wednesday?
We should talk, because there's a couple of things that I have in my head right now, but I don't want to take away from this great Wednesday show that we're doing. So, but yeah, the GameStop specifically, my man, hire someone who knows how to hobby, right? Like, this is, or don't talk. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's. I'd like to know who. He can't be the one that's in charge of the hobby side of it, which is kind of funny that I say the hobby side of it, because that's most of their business right now, is the hobby side of it. So hopefully they have someone who's actually taking care of the hobby side of it. The hobby's a gamble. He can make a lot of money on it. He needs to just shut his mouth and just ride
pay a little more for the cards.
Right.
Well, Joe, you hit on it. Like this you talk about this category. Like, this category is making them more money than anything that they've done in how long. Like, this is literally probably their business model right now is probably the card stuff. Like, well, I don't understand what his thought.
As their other business is dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Their business model like 5 years ago was just to get online bros to piss off rich people and buy their stock. Remember, that was their business model. And then we're like, oh, GameStop's going to die. It's going to go away. Yeah. And then they fell ass backwards into this card thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, now we're making real actual money. Not that bullshit money from 5 years ago. Right. We're making real actual money. Just ride the wave.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And also understand that if you pay 120% for that card, you just set the market value of it. Mm-hmm. It's now what you paid for.
That's reset how comps work.
Yeah. Yep. So,
but again, there must not be someone that knows about cards in that office.
Well, some card sale news I have here for you. PSA 10 1977 Topps Luke Skywalker just sold this past week.
Oh, wait, hold on while we talk about this.
Do you have a PSA 10? Okay. What's
I have an SGC 3, which is pretty close.
So that's worth like $2 in that slab. Yeah.
No, because it's from before. It's from before. It's before they got bought. Yeah,
four times. Yeah.
Okay, so this card. Okay.
This card is a Pop 9, and there have only been 11 public sales of a PSA 10 since 2010. The last sale, or I shouldn't say that, in 2015, a PSA 10 sold for $311. This week, the PSA 10 sold for $267,000. An all-time high, clearly. Amazing. I mean, I love to see it because, again, this is real rarity. I don't know that it's worth that much money, but, you know, I can't complain. Somebody wanted it.
Man, I don't. You know, I'm anti. Yeah, might have been EP that he traded that Drew Jones money for that card.
Drew Jones. I combine my Drew Jones and Fanatics money together, and when
there you go. Yeah,
like you say, it's true rarity, and having a card in that good of a condition absolutely is rare. But there's like how many of these cards out there? It's just like so many of these cards out there, and I don't know. If it was graded by someone else a week earlier or a week later, it's a 9. And like, it's just, again, smoke and mirrors is what we're doing with grading. It's cool to see because it's a non-sports card and it's worth that much. Like, I mean, that's pretty cool. But I can't wrap my mind around someone spending that much money for a base card that you could probably get in a 9 for a 10th of it. Maybe a 20th of it. I don't know.
I mean, are they $100 maybe even the PSA 9s? Like, I mean, this price seems like somebody's going to try to sell it in 6 months and lose like half of their money on it, right? Like it seems like somebody's going to sell. It's going to go.
Maybe the guy that lost the money on the Babe Ruth.
Oh my God!
That money and reinvested it in this.
Yeah,
I'm going to get it
cost.
Now. I'm going to get it non-sports now. I got to go get this Luke Skywalker.
Another big sale. Remember when we talked about the Michael Jordan signing where he clearly must have owed money to somebody and decided to sign some cards? Well, one of the autographs from that, the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan autograph from that signing, sold at a private sale that was brokered by Golden this past week, and it sold for $2.7 million. So he must have owed somebody a lot of money.
He must have lost some sort of like, oh, I can make a hole in one on this par 3. Like something happened. Bet you
$1 million you can't.
Bet you $1 million you can't.
And the other guy, the foursome was like, double it.
Yeah,
that's how it happens.
These were all 10-10s, right? I think they were all 10-10s, weren't they? I know the autos were all 10s because they had the PSA person in the room, if I remember the story correctly. I mean, if this is a 10-10 Jordan in-person autograph from this like wild collection, I mean, Jordan autos are so rare, and to get them in a 10, and autos are a little different than, I mean, yes, it's also opinion as well, but an auto, you can tell if it's not a 10 or not. It's a little bit easier to tell if there's streaks or if it's a faded or whatever. This is true rarity because he doesn't sign these cards. Like, doesn't he refuse to sign these cards if he has a signing?
This one was a PSA 9 with the 10 auto.
10.
Okay.
Still with the 10 auto on that card. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't seem outrageous to me. Like that card with an auto on it. This doesn't seem like super outrageous. It's a lot of money, of course. And then like how many were there that he signed? What was the number? Like wasn't like 10 or something like that, or
it was 10, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, we
saw them all. Remember?
Yeah,
we saw them in the display. I mean, it's interesting now that you say those two cards back to back. I wonder what that Luke Skywalker would have went for if Mark Hamill had signed it. You know, like wouldn't that be interesting? A 10-10 on that? Ooh.
Yeah.
So anybody else, when they talk about these Jordan cards and the signing, picture like Michael Jordan standing on the 18th green, like signing all these cards
with a cigar, hanging out
100% cigar, 100%. I was thinking,
and Charles Barkley in the background going, "Jordan, you must have lost that bet if you're signing those things." Like Barkley's involved somehow.
Oh yeah,
they're both big gamblers.
And I have a little bit of shocking news for you guys here too. Topps and held an NBA kickoff events around the country for the beginning of the basketball season this past week. And they had Karl Anthony Towns opening up some packs in New York City, and he pulled a Cooper Flagg autograph out of packs.
Stuff.
Isn't that amazing? And not only that, though, get this one. This one's really good. You have to watch this video. Chris Paul was given a pack of 2005-2006 Topps Chrome, and he pulled his rookie card out of it. The funny thing is, too, like, you can tell he doesn't open a lot of cards. He was opening it right there on the very back of the pack. Like, he just happened to look at the back of the pack, and the very first card there was his rookie card.
So it's easier to scan it if it's on the back, probably.
Maybe the Karl Anthony Towns, maybe that one wasn't a plant, although it probably was. But the Chris Paul one is absolutely 100% staged. They resealed that pack for him. They put his card right there on the back so we'd see it. It was ridiculous, but now, here we are. This is what Fanatics does to promote the hobby.
Defend it, EP. Defend it.
Defend what?
Do you remember, Mike? Do you remember when I said this? And EP goes, no, they would never. No.
When the Miz,
is that how it sounds? Is that how it sounds when I'm talking?
The Miz opened your head a pack of cards and pulled the Rock auto. EP goes, yep, sounds legit to me. Sounds legit, guys. So defend this. EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about humans, right? Like when we get more information, things happen once. There's a chance, 50-50 chance. It
happened so many more times before that. I keep clapping.
What I'm saying is we have a lot more information now. But this keeps happening.
I kept giving you the information, EP. I kept giving you the information.
No, yeah. Now. But I mean, when the Rock one came out, was there examples of that then? Before then?
Yes.
I don't think there were many examples.
Yes, there absolutely were.
I think you're being ridiculous now.
Okay.
Love you, Joe.
we'll just leave it right there. So that's not the right list I have here. I got to figure out where we are. You threw me all off. I have a list of some interesting eBay sports card sales numbers. There are two different sets of numbers here. First of all, I want to go the overall sales of cards, individual cards on eBay. In January of this year, there were 184 million in sales. 133 million were in sports cards, 50 million in trading card game and non-sports. In September, it was 248 million in card sales on eBay, 156 million sports, 92 million trading card game non-sports.
See where this is going.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a list of 5 players, and I want you to rank them from 1 to 5, which ones you think were the top selling in dollar value. Okay?
Okay.
The first one is Michael Jordan. Okay. Second is Shohei Ohtani. Third is LeBron James. Fourth is Charizard.
That's not a player.
Tried to make it sound like 2 names. And fifth is Pikachu. So from 1 to 5, in terms of overall dollars spent on cards for the year so far, how would you rank those?
I think Charizard is 1.
Okay.
I'm going to say Shohei is 2.
Okay.
I'm going to say Pikachu is 3 because that's so fucking ridiculous. I'm going to say MJ is 4 and LeBron is 5.
All right.
I'm going to say Charizard 1, Pikachu 2, Shohei 3, MJ 4, LeBron 5.
Okay. Number 1 on the list was actually Pikachu with
okay.
$10.39 million worth of Pikachu cards have been sold in 2025 on eBay alone. I think we broke EP.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I've never made that noise before in my life.
Well, what a great time to bring it out.
I know.
Number 2 was Charizard with 8.19 million. Third is Michael Jordan with 8.05. Shohei Ohtani was 4th with 4.55 million, and LeBron was 5th with 3.44.
Well, we both got LeBron right, EP.
Yep.
Yeah.
So over like 2.5 times as much in dollar sales volume for Pikachu as Shohei Ohtani.
You know, we've been talking about this for weeks and months now at this point. The grading numbers bear it out too. I mean, all the people that were investing in sports and even maybe in like the Marvel stuff, like the non-sports that aren't TCG, I think have taken their money, moved it over to TCG because they weren't collecting sports cards. They were just seeing, I'm waiting for, again, I always say this, my guilty pleasure, Roth cards. I'm waiting for him to get into Pokemon. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't yet. So that'll be the tipping point. It'll be like, all right, the hobby has been completely taken over. If some of the sports card folks, when does Jeff Wilson launch the Pikachu card investor channel? I mean, his kids collect.
Wouldn't it be a Lorcana?
Lorcana, yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's true.
That's more popular.
I think his kids do. I think his youngest collects Pikachu. So his youngest will be the Pikachu card investor or Pokemon card investor here in the next couple of years.
What happens if you tune into Silver Sports and they're cracking a Pokemon box? What would you
do? They did crack open Disney and they've done Star Wars and Marvel. I'm just waiting for it. I think they have actually opened up some Pokemon.
I feel like them pronouncing the names would be even more entertaining than us trying to do it.
Yep.
All right. I also have some other numbers here. Neo had a video about PSA sales, but there are 2 different groups of numbers here I want to give you. The first one is apparently numbers for the year so far of only single sports cards from consigners on eBay. Probe Steam sold $49 million worth of individual singles of sports cards so far. PSA has sold 46 million. DC Sports sold 44 million. The numbers that Neo had from GemRate showed both with trading card game and sports cards. Apparently, in September, PSA sold $18.65 million worth of individual sports and trading card game cards for the month. And Probe Steam did 12.28 and DC Sports did 7.55. Closing in on $20 million of consignment cards. PSA, and that number is going to go up, right? That pipeline from us, we send our cards to them, they grade them, we don't want them, they sell them for us. It's just going to keep getting bigger. That's amazing how big those numbers are for them for 1 month.
And how quickly it happened, right?
So fast, yeah.
PSA was not into selling cards, 6 months ago? They did kind of on the slide, but that was like a big announcement that they made that, we're going to, under the PSA banner, we're going to be selling cards. Doesn't matter if they're PSA cards, doesn't matter if they're BGS or CGC, we're going to sell cards. So they're taking this, Mike, you coined the phrase, they've out fanatics. Mm-hmm. They're the new Galactus. I mean, they're the ones doing everything from jump to their, if Fanatics is Galactus, EP, you need to get a Thanos canvas version
I do.
of that card. But just looking at it, it's kind of wild when you think about where they started and where they're at now in terms of selling on eBay. And they're going to get even more eyeballs if people don't want to leave eBay. like buyers don't want to leave eBay and Propstein's out the door, where do you think those eyeballs are going to go? They're going to go to PSA, and they're selling more of the $100 and up cards, where DC Sports you see a lot of the individual cards. So that kind of makes you think, how many cards are DC Sports cards selling? Because they have a lot of $1, $2, $5 cards.
Let me tell you, I have that number. DC Sports for the year have actually sold 1.4 million different cards. They were the highest in the number of transactions.
Completely makes sense, because again, they dabble in that. We talk about Little Victories a couple of times now already. He buys a lot. He snipes on DC Sports, and he can get a couple of cards for $2, $3, $4, and he's getting stacks of those cards for $2, $3, $4. So yeah, that's they have that little niche market, and then PSA is going to have the over $100 market, because Propstein's not going to be around. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like most of those Probstein cards end up going to PSA. So PSA is only going to grow. Like, I mean, I feel like their numbers are going to go up. I wonder, like that 18 million. I wonder what percentage of eBay's overall card sales that is. I'm not sure what eBay does in card sales for like
it was
like that, so
248 million. So it's 18 out of 248. So
so it's not as much as I thought.
Maybe about 7.5% or so,
right?
Still, I mean, talking about eBay, that's a big chunk,
and as Joe said, it's only going to grow. Like that number of 18 million it seems like the beginning, right? Like that's definitely
gonna grow. Oh yeah,
those other consigners too, they're going to shrink. How are they going to get inventory? Like what incentive, if you're somebody who grades with PSA, what incentive do you have to spend the money to have them shipped back to you, then to spend the money to ship them to Probstein or DC Sports, like when you can just right through the pipeline from eBay?
I think DC Sports is fine, because as the Victories has said in recent videos, he's getting a lot more cards through DC Sports that aren't gradable. There are a lot of people that are sending them to the consigners to like offload cards that aren't gradable.
And so they do a lot of raw cards too, regardless if they're gradable or not. There's a huge.
But they're already doing that though, so they're going. They're going. I don't know that increases, but the other number is definitely going to drop.
Well, the people that are going to start grading more because they want to get them sold to GameStop for their power packs and PSA for their resale things, but then they're going to be buying more cards for that, and they're going to send the rest of them to DC Sports. So I can see DC Sports staying the same.
Do they send them to eBay through PSA? Why would you, again, even if it's a PSA 5, why wouldn't you just have PSA throw it on eBay for you instead of paying the money to get it shipped?
Because the amount that the amount you're saving on shipping both ways, the amount that you're saving, even like just the time save that you get from not having to do it, that adds up for something. We talked about Golden getting pissy with Fanatics because they have the inside track on some of these big cards. Now you've got to think some of these big consigners are going to get pissy with PSA because now they have a direct pipeline, right? So it's kind of, again, these two huge companies in the hobby, the Galactus and the Thanos, they're trying to push everyone out, as it were. And you're going to see more and more of that because PSA, like, again, the opportunity cost, the shipping cost, just the time cost, just let PSA handle it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What if PSA starts their own marketplace? PSA collects.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
It might happen. Okay. Well, I like to quiz you guys. So let's end this week with a little bit of a quiz. Since we're talking about grading, I have a list of the 10 most dual graded athletes in PSA of all time.
You mean like auto and card?
Yes, card and auto. Right. So can you guys, I want this to be a competition. So we're going to compete this time I feel like you can get all this. So I have the top 10 most dual graded athletes of all time through PSA. EP, since you usually lose, I'll let you go first.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. is number 1 with 10,838 dual graded cards.
TB12.
No, he is not on the list.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay, then.
he doesn't. Does he sign a lot of cards?
That's true. That's
Or
true.
does he have a lot of cards like in packs that are signed? That's kind of one of the things you have to consider when you're thinking about this. EP.
Pete Rose?
No.
Okay.
Come on, man. No.
He signs everything. That's what I thought.
He does, but Shohei Ohtani is not on the list. I thought he was, and he's not. Wow. How about that?
Joe Montana?
No.
Who also signs a lot? No, okay.
LeBron James?
No, because LeBron doesn't have many. Like, you're gonna want to think more about like EP.
Not in-person autos, actual pack pulled autos.
Well,
no, it doesn't have to be.
Most people aren't going to get, like, you're not getting an in-person card graded. You're getting the auto authenticated, but you're not getting a grade for the card. So you're going to want more things that are pack pooled that you would actually get the card and the auto graded. So, Joe, with that in mind.
No, I think it's EP's turn.
Or is it EP? I thought.
I went.
No,
LeBron
he said
James.
Joe Montana. Okay. Well, EP, go again.
Yeah, EP, I'll give you one.
Okay. Barry Sanders?
No. I thought you guys would get this. Maybe not.
Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Now he does have pack pulled autos. That I do know. Okay.
Steph Curry?
He is number 4 with 6,745.
We're back on the board, Joe. We got this.
Well, we're competing, I guess.
Yeah, but at this point, we're competing.
At this point, we might
complete the list
just to try to get 2.
Right, right.
My boy who takes a drive-by every week, Justin Herbert.
He is number 2 on the list.
Yeah, Justin Herbert coming in hot.
8,656.
Okay.
Joe's on the board. It's 2-1 EP.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence then.
No.
Interesting.
Joey B.
No.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it is.
If Herbert,
I will say there are no more football players on the list.
Okay. All right.
EP, I think it's your turn.
Victor Wembanyama?
No, but I'm sure he will be on the list soon. Right? No, he didn't have autographs though in any Panini stuff, so that's probably why.
Okay.
It's not an all-time thing. I'm just gonna say it just to screw with EP. Caitlin Clark.
Nope. Not yet.
So. Yeah, not yet.
I mean, Zion Williamson? He had so many cards. No? Okay.
Boy, this is riveting entertainment. Luka is not either.
Wow.
Okay. I'll give you another guess or two.
Aaron Judge?
No Aaron Judge. Wow. I didn't think this would be that bad. Okay.
Yeah, just give it to us, Mike.
All right. There is a baseball player that played for a long time that is
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter is on here, yes.
Okay.
6,504. But there's another baseball player that played even before Derek Jeter, but still played in the 90s. He was a pitcher. Nolan Ryan is actually number 3 on the list. But now there's a card if you get an in-person on his rookie. A lot of people do that, so I can see that one there. That was 8,303.
Is there another baseball player? Older baseball player?
There is one more older baseball player.
Al Ripken.
No, right era, wrong person.
Frank Thomas?
Frank Thomas is actually number 10.
Killing it. Killing it.
49.69. There are 3 basketball players and 1 soccer player.
Mia Hamm?
No. Come on.
Pele or Ronaldo.
Oh, no, Lionel Messi.
No. Messi, there you go. 5,031. He's 9th. 2 retired basketball players and 1 current basketball player. Joe's favorite current basketball player. He's the one guy you know the name of. of current basketball players. Anthony Edwards is number 8.
Man.
And the other two, come on.
Larry Bird.
No,
It's not
teammates. Kobe is number 6.
Oh.
Shaq.
And Shaq is number 7. So there you go. I think that was
God, I hope everyone played that at 2x speed. Jesus.
I know. I didn't realize it was going to add an extra hour to the podcast. I'm sorry about that. But
oh,
all right. Well, we better wrap things up there. That was a pretty good chat this week, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.
Adios.